Hey you guys, it's your girl Kamika and welcome back to the Love Makeba official YouTube page. I'm announcing it like that because normally these videos have been put on our IGTV channel, but I really think that YouTube is a better location for these videos, and it's a perfect place for us to be able to dialogue about the information that is shared, and it also allows for me to be able to make these videos more of a long form if I have to. So if you're on IG right now or Instagram and you're seeing this, come on over to our Love Makeba official YouTube page and join in on the conversation. The link is in the description below. And don't forget, of course, to post a like on that post, so like that post, and then come on over and enjoy the video over here. I think you'll enjoy it more. Instagram is really just a place for pictures and short dialogue, but YouTube is a place for great education. Now you guys, today I really appreciate that you guys are sticking with me. We're getting ready to get into VEDA 11, and I really think I should take a minute to get my fan, because I noticed in a previous video that my big fan was causing the camera to refocus, so I didn't want it to do that today. So give me one quick second. All right, you guys, so let's get into our VEDA number 11. Now, I hope you all have been enjoying these videos. Because I started the VEDAs on Instagram, I took some time to reload them over here, and so you're going to be getting them 5 videos a day until we get to the current day. So maybe around Wednesday or Thursday will be current, and then you'll go from getting multiple in the day, which were just the transfers, to one. All right, so let's get into it, because even though we have a little more time over here on YouTube, I don't want to be before you guys all day. So what is VEDA number 11? VEDA number 11 is why shampooing is important. You guys, you have to understand, it's really funny, right? I harp on this over and over again because it's so important. But it's really funny that some of us are a group of people that when that meme came out, maybe about a year ago, that laughed at another certain group of people and how when they bathed, they didn't feel the need to wash their legs. And many of you thought that was nasty. I did too. Thought it was nasty and crazy. How you get in the shower and not wash your legs? That is so nasty, right? We thought that is just so hygienic and nasty and crazy. And who does that? And who raised you? Well, it's funny how we think that way, but we'll be the same people that'll go weeks and months, and sometimes I've heard it, a year or so without actually shampooing your hair. You'll do a co-wash maybe, but many of people aren't even doing those but every couple of weeks or so. So look, we cannot be the pot calling the kettle black, right? We got to make sure that if we washing our legs, we washing our scalp too, because they're both skin and they both need to be clean. So I want to get into why shampooing is important, and I'm adamant about this. So let's go through it pretty quickly, okay? Now, I know some of y'all go disagree with me. That's okay. Put it in the comment section. I'll come down there and discuss with you. We not only will, what do they say? We will conversate and converse, right? So, number one reason why shampooing is very important is because, like I said before, your scalp is skin. And so any clogs on the skin, be it your scalp, be it your face, be it your legs, can create zits, pores, and comedogens. Comedogens is the scientific word for pores, or komodos. And so even on your scalp, you can have comedogens, and that could end up causing inflammation on your scalp. It can end up causing scalp irritation, and it could ultimately cause your hair to fall out. So you want to keep the pores on your scalp clean, because it also, with them not being clean, retards growth, because your hair can't push through. Number 2, keeping your scalp clean or keeping your hair shampooed lifts the salts and the toxins from your scalp that causes breakout and thinning. So you have your natural salts from your sweat that is created that need to be cleaned off of your scalp. So when they're excreted from your scalp, they need to be rinsed off of your scalp. you work out, you go swimming, you have all these different chemicals that end up on your hair in the form of various salts and chlorine and things like that. They need to be washed off your hair, because otherwise your scalp is again going to zit up or break out, and your hair is going to start thinning, and then you're going to possibly lose it, and you're going to have redness on your scalp. You want to lift those toxins because you want to avoid the dermatitis. And like I said, the dermatitis is the irritation. Some people get seborrheic dermatitis. Another name for that is dandruff. And that's because some people, not all dandruff isn't caused for this reason, but some people just do not keep their scalps clean. So you really want to work on keeping your scalp clean so you can avoid dandruff and other scaly conditions and cut down on any kind of scalp bacteria. The next one is cleansing your scalp regularly removes excess hydrogen peroxide off of your scalp. And you may say, oh, I didn't know that that could be possible without me adding hydrogen peroxide. No, hydrogen peroxide can naturally develop on your scalp. And you know what it causes? Gray hair, right? So as your hair grows out of your scalp, hydrogen peroxide can build up on your scalp. And just like it does if you were getting your hair dyed, it bleaches your hair. The bleached hair is gray hair. So that is one of the reasons for graying hair, and you want to keep your scalp clean to reduce that, which is why if you've heard me talk in the past, you've seen me say, I can tell that you're keeping your hair clean and moisturized because your hair is darker, right? The next reason is it removes hardened sebum, because your hair excretes its own natural oils called sebum out of your sebaceous glands. But sebum is a waxy substance similar to jojoba, which is not an actual oil, it's an actual wax. But if it stays on for too long, it will begin to harden and create a buildup that you want to make sure that you wash off. And in addition to that, you want to remove the sebum and the salts and things because you want to make sure your hair smells good. I mean, how many times have you talked to somebody and you're just like, oh, their hair just smells bad. It just smells dirty. The rest of their body could be clean, but their hair, oh, okay? The next reason you want to get all that excess oil off of your hair by shampooing is because it's going to cause your hair to volumize. So many of us have thin or fine hair strands. Some of you have, I have fine hair strands with high density, meaning I have a lot of strands. But many of you have fine hair strands with low density, meaning your hair is looks very thin, regardless of if it's in a fro or twists or puffs or whatever. Well, you want to add a little volume to it by keeping it clean. Clean hair is expanded hair somewhat. And so your hair will look fuller and thicker if you keep it clean. The next thing is, one thing that we've always heard is that shampooed hair is hair that, when it's shampooed, gets hydrated with water. See, the longer that you keep your hair dirty, the more time your hair has to evaporate the water out of it, or let me rephrase that. The more water evaporation will happen out of your hair, and the less opportunity you have for your hair to be hydrated and to stay moisturized. And so when you cleanse your hair, you are removing buildup that is occlusive, meaning that it blocks your scalp pores and creates a heavy film on your scalp and hair. So we talked about that with the sebum. You are hardening the cuticle layer when you need it to be softened so that water could be absorbed underneath and keep your hair moisturized and hydrated from the inside out. And you also want to make sure your cuticles are lifted slightly through shampooing, because you want to remove dirt and particles that can break down on your hair and cause follicle erosion. And all follicle erosion is weathering. And it's the reason why many of us can't retain hair, because we start to get split ends, or our hair becomes weakened and it tends to break. Not fall out, not shed, but it breaks because your follicles have been eroded because you're not keeping your hair clean. So all of these factors are affecting your hair. In addition to it being older, it's increasing the porosity of your hair, increasing the split ends of your hair, and increasing the damage to your hair. And it's why you're growing hair, but you're not retaining hair, so you're not seeing any length. The last thing I want to say about why you want to keep your hair shampoo and how it hydrates your hair is that dirty hair attracts dirt, right? Dirt creates like a mud pack on your hair, microscopically, but a mud, kind of like dirt like a mud on your hair, and it prevents water from entering in to the cuticle layer and being absorbed. So again, it is going to be drying your hair out instead of hydrating it. And you have to understand that dirty hair attracts dirt from the air, dirt from the, like I said, the air, the atmosphere, dirt from just your house, dirt from your pets, dirt from your, kind of like your shoes. It attracts dirt. And so your hair will be dirty and dark, ruddy, and dry, and sometimes even lighter because of all the dirt that it's attracting. So you want to keep your hair clean because of that. So let's get to it. There's a few more things that I want to tell you about here, so we're going to go a little longer today, but I'm not going to be before you long. Here's a couple things that, I want to tell you two more things. One more thing, and then I want to tell you about which shampoos to use. So you want to make sure, lastly, that you shampoo because it cuts down on your allergies. So if you've seen my previous VEDAS, I shared briefly with you that allergies can be a very big trigger for alopecia, and also for inflammation in your scalp. So keeping your hair clean cuts down on you attracting allergens from smoke and in the air that when they stay upon your scalp will be absorbed on your scalp, creating inflammation and possibly absorbed or inhaled into your nostrils and creating an alopecia stressor. So you want to keep your hair clean because of that. Here's the trick, the thing. I'm talking fast, forgive me you guys, because I don't want to keep you guys long. But here's the thing, some people just have magically strong hair. But bad practices can still make their hair less beautiful and voluminous and healthy as it could be. And then there are others of us, I'm being one of them, that have hair that is naturally not as strong and resilient as others. So I have to make sure that I take all the necessary precautions to make sure my hair is its best at all times. So I have to make sure that I keep my hair and my scalp clean. So what am I saying? You may be someone with wonderfully strong hair, but you still want to make sure, because we're talking about holistic beauty, that your hair care practices are the best that they could be, because you want the best hair, the best skin, the best body. And a lot of us use products that ultimately roll down our hair, our scalp, down our faces, onto other areas of our body. And so we want to make sure that we are applying not only the best products, but that we're also using the best techniques to make sure that our whole body, in addition to our hair, is maintained well. All right, so last thing I want to go over is what type of shampoo should I use? I'm not getting into conditioners today, even though conditioning is very important. Conditioning doesn't seem to be a problem in the natural hair community. Shampooing seems to be a problem in the natural hair community. So I want to talk about the various forms of shampoo, the formulas that us as product manufacturers can make that you need to be aware of. The first one is clarifying shampoos. Now, clarifying shampoo is one that does that, just what it says. It clarifies, meaning makes clear. It lifts all buildup, including all your natural oils, all of your heavy butters, your creams, your gels, anything that you put on your hair. A clarifying shampoo will remove. They are highly stripping, but they are not dangerous. They are great to use if you're somebody that regularly uses things like shea butter and cocoa butter and mango butter and high oil content products on your hair, and if you are heavy-handed. So you would really want to use a clarifying shampoo maybe once every month, every 6 weeks or so, to make sure your hair and scalp gets a new, fresh start. Like I said, they are highly stripping, so you do want to use them sparingly. You don't want to use them as frequently as a regular daily or moisturizing shampoo, but they are beneficial to your healthy hair regimen. The next one are what are called moisturizing and hydrating shampoos, and they are great for regular and sometimes even daily use, but regular weekly maintenance. They remove buildup off the hair and the scalp as well, and they're usually non-stripping. We actually make one, I didn't pick it up, but we make one called the Love Intense Ayurvedic Restorative Shampoo, which is a hydrating and moisturizing shampoo that will really get your hair and scalp clean without stripping it, but at the same time it's going to really help your hair to be hydrated and moisturized and put really great Ayurvedic growing herbs onto your scalp. So try our Love Intense shampoo and conditioner for your healthy hair growth journey. So that's what you want to use for moisturizing and hydrating your hair on a more frequent basis. They also have really good conditioning agents, and the ones with the lighter conditioning agents, like I said, are called your everyday shampoos. And then the heavier versions, but they're not too thick, are usually for your damaged and dry hair. So the difference between the lighter version is they generally have either less oils or less quantities or lighter quantities of conditioning agents in them, but they're still very effective and they're very cleansing. With all of these, you generally want to go with surfactant free, but some of you may prefer surfactant shampoo, one with a sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate. Actually, I shouldn't say surfactant free. I should have said sulfate free. Surfactants and sulfates, two different things, different video. But you'll want to go ahead and use something that is sulfate free, and simply because it takes longer for your hair to become weathered and more prone to breakage with a sulfate free shampoo than it would be one with a sulfate. It thins it at a much slower frequency than a sulfate rich shampoo would. All right, you guys. So let me get through a couple of other things because I want to make sure you get this all in one video. Uh-oh, slow your roll, girl. The next shampoo formula you can have is a 2-in-1. They usually have higher amounts of conditioning agents in them, but they don't require a separate conditioner. They're usually not ideal for coilier hair as it is, usually because they don't have enough conditioning agents for drier, more weaker, fragile prone hair. There's usually not as much slip or adhesion in them, but they can be very useful. We actually make one called Jamaica Rasul, and I'm gonna get over here and get these. We make one called Jamaica Rasul, which is a conditioning cleansing mask with Rasul clay in it, and it's actually can be considered a 2-in-1, but it's highly conditioning, and that's because I have type 4 hair, so, or kinkier, coilier hair, right? I hate the typing system, but 2-in-1s are usually not ideal for the coilier hair, and like I said, it's because they usually don't have enough slip in them. But we have a really good one that's formulated for that you can still use a conditioner with if you just find that your hair needs it. And then lastly, the last one that we would put into this category are your co-washes. And here's the thing about co-washes. Technically, many of them have small amounts of cleansing surfactants in them. Surfactants just stands for surface active ingredients. All products that you put on your hair are surfactant based. But when it comes to shampoos, we generally avoid sulfates, right? There's a difference. They sound alike, but they're different. And generally, your conditioners have surfactants that can also be found in shampoos that can have mild cleansing effects. But as you probably heard me tell you before, I do not recommend using co-washes as your primary cleanser. I do recommend using a co-wash midweek if your hair can tolerate it, but it should not be used as your primary cleanser because it's not cleansing enough, and it's tantamount or like putting lotion on your hair to cleanse it. Lotion doesn't cleanse. There are too many conditioning agents, and they do not necessarily have an affinity to one another, meaning they're not always attracted to other conditioning agents. So then you're just layering conditioning agents over old conditioning agents, over old dry conditioning agents, over old conditioning agents that have turned into glue-like substances, like I explained in a previous Veda. So co-washing can be beneficial midweek because the water and the mild amount of surfactants in it that have a cleansing ability, plus the agitation of the water in your hands, can lift salts and light dirts and things like that have not tightly adhered to your hair and scalp. But I do not recommend them, once again, as your regular cleanser. And then, oh, I forgot, the last one is called medicated shampoos. Medicated shampoos are any of the previous formulas, but with special ingredients in them that help with special healthcare issues like seborrheic dermatitis, like eczema, like psoriasis. They include ingredients like with antifungals in them, like ketoconazole or pyrithione zinc and coal tar. So if you have certain issues, go see your doctor, and your doctor will probably recommend something like that. You'll see them in the stores. They deal their dandruff specific shampoos. But yes, that is it. That is why shampooing is very important. I thank you guys for sticking with me, because I could have broke this into 2 parts, but you know, we ain't got time for 2-part videos right now. But shampooing is very, very important. And I stress this over and over again, that you really want to keep your hair and your scalp clean. Hair does not grow better dirty. It grows better healthy and clean. And if many of us would start incorporating a regular cleansing regimen along with ideal conditioning and other techniques into our regimen, we will start to see our hair really thriving and growing and being deeper in color and more bouncy, and just have more body and more elasticity to it. Stop depriving your hair of the spa-like benefits of getting in the shower and shampooing your hair. Stop it. I know many of us think it takes too long to maybe style, but find yourself a style that doesn't take a whole lot of time, and that can you could wear from 3, 4, 5 days, maybe in a week or longer, that, you know, between shampoos and conditioning. Make sure you do that. Your hair, your scalp, your body will thank you for keeping it clean. And then follow up, of course, with a really great conditioner. Our Love Intense Ayurvedic hydrating conditioner is everything. So, you know, but that's, you know, that's what a mama do. She talk about her kids, right? All right, you guys. So I hope you have enjoyed this Veda number 7. Not 7. What am I talking about? Veda number 11. Yeah, what was that? I hope you've enjoyed this Veda number 11. As always, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. If you found the information in this video beneficial to you, then please like the video. Comment if you have a question of your own or just want to dialogue about this topic. And I would appreciate it if you would also share it with those that you think it would be useful and beneficial to. And lastly, if you are interested in picking up some really great organic, all-natural healing products that are specially formulated for growth and moisture retention and with Ayurvedic ingredients, visit us at lovemakeba.com and pick up what you need, because I make products for us that are specific for those needs. All right, you guys, so I've been on here long enough. I'm starting to sweat again. All right. You know where to find me. I'll meet you guys in the comment section. I love you guys. Mwah. Talk to you later. Bye.